Yes, today I want to discuss about one business opportunity, that is dye production. Dyes are synthesized in a reactor, filtered, dried and blended with other additives to produce the final product. In general, organic compounds such as naphthalene are reacted with an acid or an alkali along with an intermediate such as nitrating or a sulfonating compound and a solvent to form a dye mixture. Because this dye production, I'm having a web link also, I'm having a website. You can see the web link also in my description. The link is there. Once if you click that link, you will directly go to that web page. You can see the web page also. Even though while reading the web page, while hearing the YouTube is easy, so that I am preparing this YouTube video. That is, now we can come into the subject. What is the process of dyeing? A dyeing process is the interaction between dye and a fiber, as well as the movement of dye into the internal part of the fiber. Generally, a dyeing process involves absorption, transfer of dyes from the aqueous solution onto the fiber surface, and diffusion. Dyes diffused into the fiber. Common method of dyeing fabrics. The dyeing of cloth after it is being woven or knitted is known as piece dyeing. It is the most common method of dyeing used. The various methods. Yes. Common method of dyeing process. The dyeing of cloth after it is being woven or knitted is known as piece dyeing. It is the most common method of dyeing used. The various methods used for this type of dyeing include jet dyeing, jig dyeing, and pad dyeing and beam dyeing. And as well as I am also preparing the notes to explain everything. That is I want to say. And types of dyes are listed below: acid dyes, natural dyes, basic dyes, synthetic dyes, and direct dyes, that is substantive, and dispersed dyes, sulfur dyes, and pigment dyes. Yarn dyeing or piece dyeing. However, a good yarn dyeing process which will result in a uniform color on the entire length of the yarn. Is more complex to develop. For a fabric with a uniform color, piece dyed is better because it is easier to achieve a uniform color. The entire surface of the fabric is exposed to the dye bath in the same way. Chemicals are used to dye cloths. Some types of synthetic dyes include acid-based dyes are used mostly on nylon and wool. And the sulfur dyes are combined with caustic soda and water to color clothing, but they lighten quickly. Reactive. These dyes only dye clothing as a reaction to certain fibers and are best used on silk, wool, and acrylics. Can clothes give you cancer? This dye can't be washed out of fabric and is easily absorbed into human skin. With long-term exposure, it can cause cancer. The health risks of clothing don't stop in the manufacturing process. Depending on the laundry products you use, you may be coating your clothes with even more cancer-causing chemicals. Dye made from. The majority of natural dyes are derived from the plant sources: roots, berries, bark, leaves, wood, fungi, and lichens. Most dyes are synthetic, that is, are man-made from the petrochemicals. materials can be dyed. These include the likes of silk, wool, cashmere, and mohair. For the most part of past, however, natural fabrics are the ideal dye candidate. So you can dye your cotton shirts, canvas shoes, and linen anything without unbridled abundance. Natural fabrics: cotton, linen, viscose, denim, flax, jute, rami, canvas, etc. Examples of natural dyes. Natural dyes are obtained from natural sources. Most are of plant origin and extracted from roots, wood, bark, berries, lichens, leaves, flowers, nuts, and seeds. Others come from insects, shell, fish, and mineral compounds. Leather dyes and cloth dyes and hair dyes are all products in the chemical industry. If you are looking for a profitable and thriving business to start in the chemical industry, then of your options is to go into the production of dyes. Dyes are one of the chemical compositions. Just ensure that you produce dyes that are used for different purpose. If your products are well packed to gain your share of the available market, dyes are one of the chemical compositions. Don't touch your eyes or the mouth with dye colors, otherwise they can cause a disaster. This is one of the reasons to get all the required certifications and trainings before going into this business. And one thing I will say that dye production is easy, but marketing is difficult. So you should have Google business is there. In that also your dye production details, videos and phone photos, you should put it with a simple web page. In a page of information, if you provide it, including contact number, Gmail, and the website, if information is there. Otherwise, you need not worry about that. But contact number, Gmail, and web information is there. You can provide your web link also. Likewise, if you do this, it will be easy to understand. For advertising also, if anybody wants to dyes in the large scale, means they will see location comma dye production, means definitely your page will appear, then they will contact you, then you can get the business. But in the dye productions also, don't fear for 2 or 3 months without any order, because you can do the daily production should be in the small scale. Dye production is there. After 6 months, if you get an order, all 6 months of your dye production will go in one order. So you will be very happy. But please maintain the capital at least for 1 year of maintenance of salaries, workers salaries, staff, maintenance, transportation. You should have a deposit of 1 lakh, not 1 lakh, 1 year of the maintenance you should have a deposit. Then only it will be easy to you to maintain, otherwise it will become a difficult thing. If you get likewise, definitely you will get good orders and good business also. And the another thing also I want to request you that please maintain 70% will be the working cost and 30% will be your margin. If you maintain that moral scale, means definitely you will be successful in the long run. And one thing also I will say that please don't compromise regarding the quality, but in the quantity you should not compromise regarding the quality. Even if cost may be increased, let it be, but don't forget about the quality, because the customer will forget for the time being about the cost, but quality no customer will forget. So for the time being it will become a loss to you. So that don't compromise regarding the quality, then you will be successful in the long run. And another fear also will be there. Suppose after 5 years or 10 years anyone is interesting to jump to another business or something, means don't worry, but don't close the company, because already depending on the company, so many workers, staff, transporters, and suppliers will depend on you, dealers and distributors also. Don't close the company. But what I am saying is, one concept is there, that is Delivery submission to third party. You can contact a lawyer, or in a notary department also they will prepare a delivery submission to third party. You can agree with third party regarding your land cost and machinery cost and raw material and present orders and turnover. With all these things you will get double of your cost regarding as goodwill. By that goodwill you will be settled once, and you can give this business to another person also. He will live happily, but don't close it. Yeah, that is the thing I want to explain to you. Then you will be successful in the long run, and may God bless you, and wishing you all the best.